Mythos Busters, investigating the mystery, monsters, and madness of Arkham Horror, the card game.
Hello, and welcome to Mythos Busters. I'm Sean. Joining me tonight is Justin. Hey, Justin.
Hello.
How's it going?
Oh, it's going. I like that you were talking to people about seeing how the sausage is made. I think Audio Sausage was your culinary podcast rock band in high school.
8.5. Solid. Joining tonight as well is Ian. Hey, Ian.
Hello.
You've been a busy boy lately.
I have been. It's been a busy month.
We're gonna get to that, but we're gonna have to wait to hear a status update from Ian until we're a little bit past our. Yes, well, just to let you guys know what you're in for tonight, we are going to run through some Chapter 2 Core Mystic previews. And then after that, we're going to record a just normal episode of the Mythos Busters podcast. If you don't know us, we do a lot of content and community organizing around Arkham. And so we're going to discuss a few different things tonight. We're getting caught up on some big announcements on the offerings for, I guess, the new product lineup would be the best way to put it. And then, we've got a discussion topic that we will get to. But first, let's do some Mystic cards. So, first up tonight, we have an oldie, but a goodie. It's Fearless 2. Ian, do you want to read Fearless 2?
Oh, sure. That old pal. Fearless is a level 2 skill. It has 2 will icons. It's innate. It's developed. It's, if this skill test is successful, heal 1 horror. 2 horror instead if it succeeds by 2 or more.
Familiar.
Yeah, very familiar. A good core include. I think. Because when did this... I'm trying to remember. I should have done my research here when this one came out in Chapter 1.
Level 0 came out in the core set for Chapter 1. I don't believe we got leveled up until...
Yeah, leveled up was...
I'm going to put my chips down on Carcosa.
Where doom awaits.
Okay. That is Dunwich. All right. Well, I lose my chips. Does anyone have any more chips?
No, but if you play a Fearless, you can recharge your chips.
That's right.
Their chip tokens.
And I do love that they've kept the OG art. OG Fearless art is so good, so awesome. It pops. Fully agree. Who said that? Schultze. Yeah, fully agree that it just looks so good. And I think as long as Mystics maintain the identity of, hey, I expend my health and or sanity to do things, having extra cards around to heal, always good. Also, you tend to take horror just playing Arkham Horror, the card game. It's in the name, does what it says on the tin. So, pretty good card. Good card. I don't know. I'm trying to think. So, from who we've seen so far, I'm going to say Izzy loves this most. Because Izzy can take this if she's off-class Mystic. And she can also play it out of discard. And it's a net... like if you hit it by 2 or more, whatever that test happens to be, it's still a net heal, even if you're taking a horror to do that. Yeah, I was just trying to come up with some use case better than, or at least equivalent to Agnes, because Agnes is just always going to be that staple in my head.
It's hard to beat. Yeah, it's hard to beat that Agnes utility. But yeah, I could definitely see that. It's hard to say because we don't know what some of the other investigators are going to do quite yet in terms of, like, let's say the starter investigators that are coming out, and there's been some speculation about those, but yeah, from what we know, that makes sense.
Yeah, because we have yet to actually see Dexter, right? That's coming at the end of the week, I believe.
That should be the final one.
So I mean, we've seen Fearless, we've played Fearless. It's not like a crazy card, but it is pretty efficient, and it's got good utility if your investigator either is using their sanity a lot and taking horror, or they just don't have much to begin with. Fair?
Yeah.
Cool, because I really want to get to the second card. I'm sure everyone else is screaming too.
How long can we milk Fearless?
Just a little bit longer. Okay, so here's the real exciting one, and I'm gonna use my conversational advantage as the person who's already talking, to read Second Sight, which is a level 0 mystic asset, 4 cost, intellect iconed. It has the spell trait, uses 3 charges, action, investigate, willpower. If you succeed, you may spend 1 charge to discover 1 additional clue at your location. If you reveal a cultist token during this test, remove 1 charge from Second Sight. If you cannot, take 1 horror and discard this card. And as expected, it takes up an arcane slot. Now this is the core set kind of spell I wanted to see. Now, I'm not bought in on everything. I think it might be overcosted, but I want to play it before I like spout that opinion off with too much surety. But the coolest thing about it to me is that we had to wait till frickin' Dream Eaters before in Chapter 1 to get a mystic spell. Oh, wait, hang on. Sixth Sight and Wither were in Dream Eaters, right? Am I doing that? Yeah, okay. Anyway, it might have been Circle Undone. We had to wait a long time before we got a mystic spell that you could just 1 for 1 use your willpower to investigate. This does not require that you spend a charge to use it. It only requires that you spend a charge to get the extra clue or to protect it from the cultist. And that by itself is so good for Mystic, and so much better than Mystic started out of the core set in Chapter 1. Because in Chapter 1, if no one else remembers, Mystic didn't have an asset that got clues. At least the first core set. I can't remember if they included one in the core, the revised core. Did they?
I'm trying to remember offhand. But yeah, this definitely is just having that decision point pushed out after the test of like... Basically, there's never a wasted charge in the sense of you can spend it to get the clue, but usually a lot of the mystic spells we got early on, the investigating ones, were, spend the charge up front and then you might fail. But so this is just like all good, other than the fact if you reveal a cultist token, which is, you always got to have a risk factor for these mystic spells. But in this case, instead of like some of the other things you said, we've seen it's actually just removing charges from Second Sight. And potentially, because one of the interesting things too is even if you use up all the charges, you can still just keep using it to investigate with your will, which is cool because it doesn't auto discard. It's only if you draw that cultist when it's empty.
And it relieves the need of deciding, okay, is this solo? Is this worth... we had so long playing Rite of Seeking where it kind of felt a lot of times like a waste to run it in solo. It's expensive, but of course this doesn't solve that. It's the same cost as Rite of Seeking. But you always had to use the charge and you were always aiming at 2 clues. And in solo, it's just that's such a waste. It's so much cooler. And yes, Morgasm, I fully agree with you. That solo viability for Mystic instantly better in this core set than in the prior one for this card alone, let alone anything else we might see.
Well, just think about what this does for new players too. We're coming at this, we've seen all this other stuff, and like you mentioned in Chapter 1, didn't get some of these tools until way later. Now they get to someone coming to the game immediately in this new core set gets to see this as a tool. Mm-hmm. And they also, it teaches them a little bit about the game, right? Going back to Ian, like you were mentioning, that it's still Arkham Horror, so there can still be the bad things. So yes, there's the utility, but it's also a ha 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 ha.
Yep.
Can we talk about the art quickly? Because
please.
One, art is amazing. On the one hand, no notes. On the other hand, does anyone feel like this is a piece of art that was a concept art for the game Fatal Frame and the camera is removed? There should be a camera between the 2 hands looking at the ghosts.
That's funny.
Totally
It's been a hot minute since I thought about Fatal Frame.
Yeah.
But yes, no,
right?
I absolutely see it.
Yeah, it's let's just Photoshop the camera out and there we are.
I like to think it's a nod to the ghost investigator, which we will finally get in Chapter 2.
We must.
We have to. We must. We in chapter 2 we need a. I should save this for an episode where it's like our wish list for chapter 2. But we need a motorcycle. We need a ghost investigator.
What about a ghost motorcycle?
I'll take it.
I think that might be copyright infringement, but so one thing we have always had to talk about with Mystic cards that have this kind of effect is, do you guys think that the count it number of times that I pull my own microphone or my own earbud out of my ear? Do you guys think that the benefit provided by this card outweighs the downside, the cultist token reveal? How do you feel about the balance between those?
I like it. I think it does. Again, I play Mystic is probably the second or third class I usually play, so I'm no expert on it, but I like that it unlocks, you can investigate with will. I mean, again, the fact alone that it does that, it's doing a lot of work. And yeah, it's a high cost to do that, but it's a core set card, so they're going to be.
Yeah?
Yeah, I don't mind the down. I feel like I need to play with it, obviously, but I feel like the downside isn't as bad as some of the other Mystic spells. Like, you're losing a charge, so you're taking away from what it's doing, but a lot of the other ones are like, here, have a damage or straight up horror each time it procs, but this is like, that you only get that horror once this thing is empty, and then it discards itself, so yeah. Doesn't seem too bad, in my opinion.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem like, and you also, one thing I really like about the way this one specifically is designed is you have some means of mitigating it. Like, if you really want to keep this around, you haven't found your second one, you don't have any other ways to get clues, and you really need to sit on this, you can just sit on a charge. You can sit on a charge, plan not to use it. That's your buffer from that bad token coming out. Ideally, Mystic will have, as part of its identity token manipulation, that has to be one of the strongest parts of Mystic, right? So you'll be able to mitigate it a few different ways. I think it's pretty good. I like it. Especially if we get any ways to replenish charges.
Yep.
Well, that's Second Sight. Excited to see that a second time in March. So the last thing we have to show you is not actually a card, but we were past a bit of art from a Mythos card, were the words that were used. And I'm not sure if that means scenario specific or if it's a weakness or if it's just a normal encounter set type of card. But regardless, it will very likely be causing us lots of misery in the days to come. So let me get you acquainted with the art for Langer. I hardly know her. I made that joke earlier. It feels cheap to do it again. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
These are fresh jokes.
You had to try. You had to.
So I went ahead and looked up what languor meant. I thought I knew, and I was roughly right. But languor is the state or feeling, often unpleasant, of tiredness or inertia, or an oppressive stillness of the air. So we take bets that maybe this is new cores frozen in fear or something like that.
Yeah, I feel like this is gonna sap actions in some way. It'd be one of those core cards we keep seeing over and over and is annoying.
Yeah, that was going to be my question, Sean, is for those who aren't seeing the word. You may want to give the definition, spell it out, because it's not one we use as much.
Oh yeah, good call.
Weakness or weariness of body and mind, but it fits.
Yeah, you want to say it like languor.
Yeah.
Because English is stupid, and often you don't do what it tells you to do.
No.
Here we go. Oh, no, I even spelled it wrong there. No one look. I didn't do it. All right, there we go. Langer. Whoop.
And because we will also release this on audio.
Oh, yeah.
Does someone want to describe the art?
Thank you, Justin, for keeping me on track. First of all, because we're listening to it on audio, I'll just spell it. It is Languor.
It took him 4 or 5 tries to get there, but he got there.
Yeah, we got there. How would you describe this art?
It is investigator. She's in a blue jumpsuit, leaning against a wall in a building that looks to be starting to be run down. Nothing on the walls. There's debris on the floor. She's holding her arm up against the wall and then holding the forearm over her head to rest in it. And
I think she was recently in a Gatorade commercial because she's sweating bright blue.
Yeah.
It's very mausoleum-esque, right? Like this looks like it could be a tomb of some kind. I don't know. The like, ornate concrete rock work is interesting.
Yeah, and then looks like possibly a like wooden ceiling or floor, but then there's some ornate stuff on the wall. Yeah, no, it looks cool. I'm going to be the person throwing out my little complaints on the art. I do think the one hand over her head, the proportion seems weird to me, but I'll get over it, I'm sure. But yes, overall, it's quite good art.
No expert at standing like this. I can't say for sure if I ever have. Maybe while stretching before tennis.
I'm trying it.
Oh, thank you, Big Kahuna. Chris always has to bomb in and just make sure that his unending reign as our longest subscriber is intact. Appreciate you. May he reign. All right. Well, that wraps us up for our... my name is not Langer. I hardly know her. That wraps us up for our previews for tonight. But if you'd like, please stick around because we're about to hop into a grueling episode of Mythos Busters where we get caught up on the latest Arkham news and then just kind of discuss Arkham for a hot minute and have some fun with it. So please stick around. But we'll see the rest of you later.